A very good evening. I'm Brian Banda. Tonight with the news at 8. Here are the headlines. Malawi needs 150 billion kwacha to procure maize for households affected by hunger this lean season. About 1.2 million liters of fuel expected in the country by rail next week. And also tonight, some secondary school teachers yet to receive August salaries after being skipped on the payroll. We have these plus many other stories. Thanking you for joining us tonight for the news at 8. And if you may, let's be together. We welcome our viewers in Malawi and around the world. Now the news in detail. Malawi needs $80 million, which is about 150 billion kwacha, to procure maize for households affected by hunger this lean season. Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale disclosed this in Parliament on Tuesday in a ministerial statement on the maize situation in the country. From Parliament, Mese Matonga reports tonight in a report read by Pempero Malimba.
Kawale said as of 30 June 2024, National Food Balance Sheet shows that the country has a total supply of 1.9 million metric tons of maize, and the total maize requirement from July 2024 to March 2025 is projected at 2.7 million metric tons.
Through DODMA, groups have been formed, or people have been put in different categories depending on their vulnerability, where other districts they'll receive maize or food aid for 3 months, while others will receive food aid for 6 months starting from the month of October. Our goal is that we go to the remote villages and provide food assistance to those who are genuinely in need of food aid, so that nobody dies of hunger this year.
The 2023-2024 rainfall season was impacted by El Nino conditions, which led to late onset and prolonged dry spells, particularly in the central and southern regions.
Earlier on, Kawale admitted that some undeserving people are still benefiting from the lean season food insecurity response program. He was responding to a point of order by Machinga Northeast parliamentarian Ajiru Karitendere. Karitendere said that in his area, food was received on behalf of an elderly woman who had been deceased for 2 years.
What surprised me is that they mentioned a certain name of an old woman who passed away long time ago, and I used to know her. Then I confronted with these boys to say, I've seen you went there to get a bag of 50 kg ufa. You want to give this to who? He says, no, there is this. I said, no, but I know this woman passed away a long time. So my message, which I was saying there, I was saying the government should have a mechanism where DODMA, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Local Government, that's the DC's office, councillors and MPs, and the local leaders, we should be doing these exercises together so that the real beneficiaries of these goods are reached. I'll give you an example. There is a place in my area which is called Nampina. 108 houses were completely washed away by those floods, but we only received the goods at one time. But these exercises, those people are not included. So that was my concern, where I stood up to say this exercise should be done. The government is distributing, but it looks like the food is not going to the intended people.
And this is what Kawale said in response.
The issue of hunger is not just in Machinga, it's the whole country. As you remember, the president said 23 out of 28 districts are facing hunger, and we already put in place mechanism to address that in 2 or 3 folds. Firstly is through provision of food aid, which DODMA is already undertaking. I'll come with a ministerial statement on that. I'll explain. Apart from that, also making sure that maize is available for those who can manage to buy through ADMAC. I'll come with a ministerial statement on that. So we are looking at these two areas to make sure that people have access to food. But there's also a third area, which is the social cash transfer, that we're also providing to people so that they can have access to money to buy food so that they don't go hungry.
Plans to diversify operations of the Malawi Council for Disability Affairs, MACODA, received a boost following a donation of assorted items worth 8.6 million kwacha. Gift of the givers made the donation of 8 sewing machines, textiles and personal protective equipment. Kelly Napolo reports.
The donation has gone to Bangwe Factory, which operates under MACODA, formerly known as MACOHA. It's a timely intervention as the institution intends to open MACODA Bangwe Factory School of Tailoring and Fashion Designing. This will be an avenue for generating additional income and providing vocational training to the local community. MACODA's Center Manager, Mercy Mpunga, is all grateful to Gift of the Givers for its consistent assistance in various projects.
We had a lot of challenges in terms of machines, sewing machines, as well as training materials like kuchena, cotton, stitches, and the like. So the coming in of this gift, of this donation, has really answered our prayers. We were in dire need of those items. Now we are going to move with ease.
And Gift of the Givers Country Director, Sharif Mia, says the donation aligns with their focus on human development and community empowerment.
So when we heard that MACODA Bangwe Factory is planning to open a tailoring school so that those the neighbors around Bangwe can come and learn, we thought it wise to come and support them so that the school can start running, not only to impart skills to the larger community, but also as part of income generating for the facility itself.
The MACODA Bangwe Factory School of Tailoring and Fashion Designing is set to open later this month, with 60 students already enrolled and ready to begin their training.
About 1.2 million liters of fuel is expected to arrive in the country by rail next week, National Oil Company of Malawi, NOCMA, officials say. It will be the third time in years Malawi is receiving fuel by rail, deemed to be the cheapest mode of transporting the commodity. From Lilongwe, Wezi Gausi has the details.
In an interview after sensitizing people around Area 25 on rail transportation on fuel in Lilongwe on Tuesday, NOCMA Deputy Chief Executive Officer Nicholas Ruben says increased utilization of rail transport will enable the transportation of high volumes of fuel. He, however, warned the people to avoid stealing and tampering with oils when the train has arrived.
We wanted to come here to bring awareness on the matter of how trains should be conducted. So what we want to do is to inform the community around this place that they should not dare come close to the train because it can kill them, it can be a source of sorrow in their houses, the people can lose their lives and probably even their property.
Senior Group Village Headman Chifumbe says they have put in place bylaws to help curb the vice of stealing the fuel. Member of Parliament for the area, Alfred Gia, lied behind the chief's view.
It's our responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility to make sure that this thing comes to materialize by making sure that safety should be at the core of everything that we do.
From August 2023 to date, NOCMA has imported 33 million liters of fuel that has arrived by rail in the country.
Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, has challenged water utility bodies in 4 African countries to address the challenge of non-revenue water. JICA Malawi Chief Representative Kazuhiro Tambara made the call in Lilongwe on Friday during a water utility regional partnership workshop. Pemphero Malimba was there.
Tambara said addressing non-revenue water challenges can help to boost revenue collection.
It is quite important to use wisely and effectively what you have right now. So in that sense, to reduce to the non-revenue water directly connect to the increase of the revenue to the water utility.
Ministry of Water and Sanitation Deputy Director of Administration, Masauko Manyunya, said the ministry remains committed to working with various stakeholders to counter challenges faced in the water and sanitation sectors. Lilongora Board Chief Executive Officer Sir Mbewe spoke highly about the workshop, arguing that the board has benefited a lot from similar workshops in recent years.
As we're operationalizing this, we're also benefiting in terms of our performance. I already alluded to the fact that on the backdrop of these particular lessons and actualization of these particular experiences, we already rated as the best performing MTA in the 2022-2023 financial.
The workshop, which has been organized under the Strengthening the Capacity of Non-Revenue Water Reduction for the Longora Board project, has attracted delegates from Malawi, Rwanda, Kenya and South Africa. The inaugural Physical Water Utility Regional Partnership Training was held in Rwanda in November 2018.
Some public secondary school teachers are yet to receive their August salaries after they were skipped on the payroll. Authorities say the problem is as a result of the transition of the payment system from the local government to the Ministry of Education. Isaac Salima is on the story.
The teachers are among those who were promoted after upgrading themselves. Some of the teachers were also teaching in the primary schools and are now in secondary schools. According to Teachers Union of Malawi General Secretary Charles Kunchenga, the teachers were getting their salaries from the local councils and now will be getting their pays through the Ministry of Education. Kunchenga said it is this transition that has caused the problem.
We requested the government, more especially Minister of Education, to pay these teachers on GP10 so that they should not be suffer or this should not be calculated in the form of arrears. So they are still discussing.
Some of the teachers who confided in us said that the teachers belong to all education divisions in the country and there are over 400 in total. Minister of Education spokesperson Mpaso Nkonera asked for more time to gather details. Coded education activist Benedicto Gondowe described the development as sad.
And these teachers have obligations, they have families and children to support. And I think working without pay is unacceptable because this may lead to demotivation of teachers. So we would really want to see to it that a prompt resolve is made.
The government in February this year recruited and promoted over 9,000 teachers as part of motivating them.
The government has generated 150 million kwacha through carbon trading. This is from projects under the Green Development Mechanism and the Reducing Emissions from Deforestation and Degradation in Developing Countries initiatives. Secretary for Natural Resources and Climate Change, Yusuf Nkungula, adds that currently the government has finalized legal frameworks to guide carbon trading. Benedetta Chiwanda Mia has filed a report. It is read tonight by Isaac Salima.
Over the past 5 years, Malawi has been implementing green development mechanisms to promote sustainable utilization of natural resources. This, according to Nkungula, has generated over 1.4 million carbon credits, of which 70,000 have been sold, raising approximately 150 million kwacha for the government. Nkungula said the government has finalized the validation of the Malawi Carbon Regulatory Framework with various experts to guide carbon trading in the country.
So we need to attract more investors to the carbon market. Currently, I think there are very few. And on top of that, currently we don't have very clear regulations on carbon. But if everything is set, I think more benefits will be coming. And people should be aware of what carbon projects are, what are the carbon credits, what are the carbon markets.
Meanwhile, on Mpaso Tawe, project manager for Restore Africa, a carbon project being implemented by Total Land Care in Zimba district, urged the government to expedite the implementation of relevant policies and regulations, including the carbon regulatory framework for Malawi to maximize benefits from carbon trading.
Since we have just validated the regulatory framework, we are going now to present this regulatory framework to what we call the Principal Secretary's Committee on Natural Resources for endorsement. And once that particular committee endorses it, it will be sent to Cabinet Committee for another endorsement. And once that is done, then it will be sent to Cabinet for approval. So we believe and plan that by end of this year, the regulatory framework will be approved by the Cabinet, ready for implementation.
In 2023, the government of Malawi launched the Carbon Market Initiative to generate annual revenue of approximately 1.4 trillion kwacha. The revenue, among other things, is expected to assist Malawi in financing its climate action goals.
This is Times TV News. We will have more news in a moment.
And then suddenly felt the burn. Don't let heartburn or indigestion ruin your meal. Try Tummy Sid. It gets to work fast to stop acids. Tummy Sid. Fast, soothing relief from heartburn.
At God's Grace Academy, we are pleased to announce that our Year 11 class of 2024 has achieved a remarkable 100% pass rate in the May to June International General Certificate of Secondary Education examinations. This remarkable accomplishment is a testament to the dedication, hard work, and resilience of our students and teachers. But it is equally a reflection of the unwavering support and encouragement you have provided through their academic journey. This outstanding achievement is building on the phenomenal 100% pass rate in the 2024 checkpoint results. Our vision continues to be a leading and high-performing center of holistic excellence in Malawi and beyond. God's Grace Academy, committed to excellence.
A fresh call has gone out to faith leaders to champion environmental conservation to mitigate impacts of climate change. All Africa Conference of Churches made the call as Malawi continues facing natural disasters in recent times due to climate change. Feston Malekezo reports tonight from Mzuzu.
One of the youth leaders under All Africa Conference of Churches, Ruth Mhone, says they are currently building capacity of the faith leaders to be familiar with government policies and strategies that are there to protect the environment. Mhone says they are also orienting the faith leaders on new sustainable agriculture practices such as climate-smart agriculture, which they need to relay to their churches and mosques.
We are also targeting these people to go and also spread out the message on the importance of conserving our natural forests. There has been a lot of depletion over the years of our natural forests, so we are trying to disseminate information on how best they can mitigate climate and also be able to plant as many trees as they can, so that we try to cover on the vegetative cover that has been lost.
In Malawi, the body is currently working with Livingstonia and Blantyre Synods of the CCAP. Reverend Laston Gamanga works with Livingstonia Synod.
God created the world and made man to take care of it. So man is at the center of taking care of the environment. And again, we are looking at the communities. Faith leaders are the ones who have people in the communities. So they are ideal to see to it that this information is disseminated.
The All African Conference of Churches is a fellowship of 210 members, comprising churches, national Christian councils, theological and lay training institutions, and other Christian organizations in 43 African countries.
Parliamentarians are still finding it tough to balance up their legal and social responsibilities for their constituencies. For a long time now, the legislators have been pushed to do things which are outside their mandate. This was realized during a tour of some districts' Center for Social Accountability and Transparency organized for journalists. Isaac Salima was on this tour.
CSAT is implementing the Parliamentary Support Program to enhance citizens' understanding of the roles of the MPs. The organization engaged community members from Cholo, Palombe and Zomba districts, where the people were accorded an opportunity of interacting with their MPs. However, during the meeting, it was noted that the people still have challenges of understanding roles of their elected duty bearers. However, the community members were also given an opportunity of demanding and suggesting good ways on how their duty bearers can deliver their services. Citizen Engagement Manager for CSAT, Mofati Piri, said the meeting was important.
In Palombe South, the people have been very lively, and also the engagement with their Member of Parliament is very promising and has been very much impressive to CSAT. As we have seen a lot of issues coming out, the people were open enough, were participative enough, and also they have raised up most of the important issues which we feel that their Member of Parliament has promised to take to Parliament, and we are sure she is going to represent their views.
Member of Parliament for Palombe South, Mary Mpanga, said such engagements are crucial in order to improve on how they deliver their services to the people.
As a legislator, I have to be accountable for whatever I'm doing. I have to be transparent of whatever is happening if it affects people. So we had different groupings that were in a meeting. They came up with a number of observations that required me to get the information, to get the communication, and take that that message, that information to Parliament. For example, we have hunger here. They lamented that there is hunger. True, there is hunger. There is lack of medicines in the hospital, in our district hospital.
The organization has been carrying out the project with funding from the United States Agency for International Development through Democracy International.
With that report, we conclude this edition of the Bulletin here on Times Television. But before we go, let's have a look at our headlines. Malawi needs 150 billion kwacha to procure maize for households affected by hunger this lean season. About 1.2 million liters of fuel expected in the country by rail next week. And some secondary school teachers are yet to receive August salaries after being skipped on the payroll. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting times.mw. Our Facebook page is Times360 Malawi, and on X we are constantly tweeting. Our handle there is at Times360 Malawi. You can even subscribe to 1895 by dialing star 1895 hash to get the very latest in the world of current affairs. We are hoping that you have been briefed. This is Times Television, Malawi's leader in television. My name is Brian Banda. Coming up next is the weather update. Goodbye.